Hey guys, welcome back to the Propsmith. If you guys have been a long-time watcher, I'm coming up on 2 years, I think. You'll know that I haven't posted a video in about 4 months, and I apologize for that. That's completely on me. Honestly, the only excuse is life got in the way. I've been working quite a lot. Actually, that's what I just got home from work. Yeah, I've been working a lot. I've been doing a lot of training for the SCA. I've actually taken not only a Knights Marshal position, but also a Quartermaster position. And, you know, I had some events that I was in charge of that ate up a lot of my time and paperwork and things like that, that I had to get done, that I didn't have time to sit down and do a project. Now, I have been doing projects, don't get me wrong. I haven't stopped making things. But it's been like I had to make fence posts that are called list posts to go around the battlefield for cut and thrust. You know, I've had to do this and had to do that, and Monster Hunter World ate up a lot of my time, a lot of my down time, like at night. And then I got into Fallout 4, and I have these kicks where I don't play a lot of video games, and then I play a lot of video games, and I apologize for that. And I apologize for my air conditioner running, but it's August. I mean, you can probably see I'm kind of sweaty. It's like freaking 70% humidity out here. But to start this off, I just wanted to apologize to all of you that have been watching my videos, that have, you know, liked my videos, that have subscribed and have supported me through this. I'm still here. I'm still gonna make videos. I'm still gonna make things. It may slow down. Unfortunately, I'm having some problems with my right wrist. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a lot of swelling in my hand and my wrist and down here. I'm having problems with carpal tunnel and tendonitis. I have problems with my nerves and maybe some cysts. I don't know. We're gonna see, you know, what the doctor says. But we may be looking at surgery. And if that happens, then I'm going to be down for a bit. Under doctor's orders, I'm supposed to take it easy and not do anything that involves my wrist, which is work, SEA, all my wire wrapping, all of my prop making. Yeah. So, we're going to cut back on it a little bit. But I'm still going to put out videos. And I want to thank Max Sterling over at LARPgasm, because honestly, he checked in on me today and kind of gave me a wake-up call. He was like, hey, I haven't, you know, seen any videos. How are you doing? Are you alright? And it, like, dawned on me that I'm like, oh, crap. It's been 4 months since I made a video. But, yeah. I've actually been doing a little bit of blacksmithing. I turned a railroad spike into what I'm going to make as a dirk. I've been doing a lot of wire wrapping. A lot of wire weaving. Like, I made a giant golden key for my buddy Rhett, who's the golden key holder in the SCA. You know, I make wire wrap rings, and that actually is a good segue into what the video today is actually going to be. I'm going to show you the simplest wire ring that I could possibly make. I don't actually like the design of them, but I've had really good results with them. People actually like them quite a bit. So, I I'm going to go ahead and show that to you guys. Before I cut away, let's go over the materials needed, because of course you need to know what to actually use. Like, it's freaking humid enough that my cigarette keeps going out. Okay. To start off, you're going to need wire. What I'm using for this one is artistic wire. We're going to be using a tarnish-resistant brass. It's going to be 20 gauge. Okay. That is necessary. You have to have that. Next thing you're going to need is a set of wire snips. These ones are actually called side snips because this face is flat and that side is beveled. So depending on how you cut, depends on where the pointy part's going to be. Yeah. You're going to need a set of chain nose pliers. Now these are chain nose, they're not needle nose. And the only difference between the two is the inside of these have no teeth. So it doesn't mar your wire when you're working with them. Both of these can be found at any craft store. You can find them at Walmart. They're cheap ones are inexpensive. If you go up to like these ones that are molded to fit in your hand comfortably, you know, they sell kits of them. Like I've got a couple kits that I picked up just because I really like pliers. The other thing that you're going to need for this is a single bead. If I can actually pick it up here. I don't know what gauge or millimeter this bead is, but it's just a simple, it's a tiger's eye semi-precious stone bead, and it'll fit over the wire. And that's all you're looking for, is it to fit over the wire. Now, something you don't necessarily need is a jewelry mallet. One side is rubber, one side is really hard plastic. And the faces can be interchanged and stuff like that. You don't need it, but I recommend a ring mandrel. This one goes from size 1 all the way to size 15, which does me no good because I wear a size 16 to a 16.5 ring. But they don't make mandrels that big for common use. So if you're, you know, part of the actual populace that has normal sized hands, you're good. Most ring sizes are, the most common is a 7.5 for females, and about a 10 to a 12 for males, at least in my own experience. If you're looking to make a ring for a girl, 7 to a 7.5 pretty much will get you there. But that's all for materials, so let's go ahead and cut to the next segment. Alright, y'all, so we're back here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you can actually see what's going on. So, all I've done previously is I've cut a strand of wire. It's about as long as my my work table here. From my own experience, it is better to cut long and snip off the extras than to run out of wire. So one thing is, you see right here, there's a little kink in the wire. I'm just going to take my chain nose, I'm going to straighten that out just a bit, mostly because it just bothers me. Okay, then what you're going to want to do is find where the two ends meet and pull just a little bit so you find the middle point. And at this point, you want to go ahead and take your bead, and slide it onto your wire and drop it all the way down to that middle point. Now what I'm going to do is force a little bit of a square shape into it, just like that on that side, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. And all this does is make sure that your bead stays in place. So now that I've got the square shape established, I'm going to bend the wire out just like this, so you get this shape. Okay. And then what you're going to do is take your mandrel. Mine's a little dirty. I'm going to set it at, if I'm looking for a 7.5, you want to start working at an 8. Because as you tighten up your wire as you go, it'll actually grow smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at an 8. And then all I'm going to do is hold this in place, and pull the wires around. That way, if my wire doesn't hit my camera, you get a rough ring shape with it. So we're going to pull it around once. Make sure that one's on top, one's on bottom. We're going to go around one more time. This is a lot harder to do on camera than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so once you get it to this point, what I do is I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these. I'm going to pull on it just to tighten up those strands just a bit. Slide it back down to where it's supposed to be. Take this, pull on it to tighten those strands just a bit. And at this point, this is what we have. So around the back, you have a 4-strand band. And right here, just like this. Now, if you're worried about how loose that these look right now, don't worry about it. We will fix it in just a moment. So what we're going to do, okay, we're actually sitting at about a 9 right now. So I'm going to move these up just a bit and tighten the wires. Now, as you're holding with your left hand where you want them to be, take your right hand and you're going to grab both wires, thumb here, thumb like that, index finger like this, and I'm going to twist around the bead, around that square stock that we made. So you see how it makes this kind of oval shape? Take your chain nose pliers and pull on that. So like this one's been tightened right here. See if I can get a better view of that. This one's been tightened. If it'll focus. Okay. So this is tightened. This is loose. So we'll pull on the other one. Tighten that up. I'm going to flip my mandrel around so I can get a better grip on it. Okay, and then we're going to do that another time. Tighten those loops up. Okay, and if you want to stop where it is like that, you can. If you want to go up another another spiral, you can. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to take it off. And if you notice, this is a nice circular shape all the way through. The band is still a little loose. So what we're going to do, and it's this outer band on either side. What I'm going to do is take this. I'm going to take a bit of a bend to the wire. I'm going to tuck it in. All the way. We're going to make a nice little loop right here with the wire. If it'll actually focus. Come on, camera. Well, maybe. Okay, there it goes. Notice how it creates a nice little loop right there. Going to do this 2 to 3 times. Now, you may want to pull this real tight with your chain nose pliers. Okay. So it creates a nice little band of spirals right around there. Now you can take these and push them up so it tightens in the spirals. I'm going to go ahead and do this just a couple more times, 1 or 2, not many. So make the loop, push it to tighten it. Make the loop, push to tighten it, and then leave it sticking up like this. So you've got a nice little band, a nice coil going right there. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. You notice how it comes around the bead, so you want to continue that. Poke it through the ring and get it as close to the bead for your first loop as possible. Now, using 20 gauge, it is a lot stiffer than some of the other gauges of wire. If you do like 24 or 26, you'll be able to move the wire a lot easier, but it's going to be a more flimsy ring, and I like my rings to be a little robust, so they actually like hold up. Alright, so there's 3. I did 5 on the other side. You always want to make sure that your work is symmetrical. So that's 4 and 5. Okay. So you get a nice little ring with some arms here. So what you're going to want to do is move this wire so it's about in the middle of all your coils. Take your side cutters and just snip off that little bit. Now when you do that, use the flush side down so it'll create a nice even cut, and then you're going to take your chain nose. You're just going to kind of smash it in there. That way when you rub your finger on it, there's no burr or anything. So we're going to do that on the other side. Just snip that little piece off. Squish that up in there. There you go. So there we go. We got a nice looking ring. And let's see where it measures out at. If I can actually get this on here. Okay. So this one's actually measuring at a 6.5. Now what you can do, if you are like me and overjudged it, you can take this hammer and slowly work it down. And what this does is, yes, it may, you may think, oh, you're just getting the ring stuck on the mandrel. But what it's actually doing is it's pulling all those wires nice and tight. And when you hammer on a lot of jewelry wire, like you just literally just hit it on the mandrel, you can also get a swage block or something like that to work on, but it'll actually work harden the wire. So now that slides easily to a 7. So we've gone from a single bead and a length of wire to a nice piece of either costume jewelry. You can do this with real gold and silver wire, the same effect. You've got a nice thick band here, so it doesn't look, fragile. Now, this 7, here, this is what I was talking about having normal hands. This 7 goes that far on my pinky. Yeah. But, thank you guys for watching. Next video, I'm going to try to do some Viking knit chain. I've never done it before, but I'm going to try. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you'd like to see more videos coming, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell. That way you know when when I put out a video. And again, thank you very much for watching. I'm Justin Morin. This has been the Propsmith. And remember, not all dragons are friendly. Stay safe out there.